here with us. So I would like to say welcome back to Hey Asean Saturday Night Live, and today is a special episode. It's called From ASEAN to America. Okay, yeah. We've got our two friends live from the US from two different locations. One is from Florida and one is from Connecticut. So while waiting for other friends to join, we would like to welcome first Sai from Connecticut, or Sandy.
Hi, everyone.
And Chakrit or Tui from Florida.
สวัสดีครับ
Sawadee. We've got almost 20 people coming in to join us. And normally we have like greeting session first because we have friends from all over ASEAN or Southeast Asia who join. So I would start the session by greeting in different ASEAN languages. So please learn with me like how to say hello in different languages in ASEAN.
Okay.
So starting from Laos. So from Laos, friend, we say Sabai Di.
สบายดี
Sabai Di. Okay, Vietnam, Xin Chào.
สินเจ้า
Okay, so Cambodia, we say Suaste.
สวัสดี
Jim Rip Swat. Okay, Thailand, สวัสดีนะครับ
ครับ
คนไทยทุกคนนะครับพี่น้อง English Club ถ้าเข้ามานะครับพี่น้องที่จุฬาหรือว่าเพื่อนๆของเรานะครับ and Myanmar we say Mingalaba
มิงกะลาบา
Mingalaba. All right, so friends from Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Brunei Darussalam who speaks Bahasa, we say Selamat Malam.
สลามัด
Selamat
มาลา
Malam, everyone. And Chinese friends around the world and in Southeast Asia as well, we say Taja Hao.
ตาจ้า
All right. And last but not least, the farthest country in Southeast Asia, the Philippines, we say Mabuhay. 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 We've got some Filipino friends who join as well. Okay. Let's start the session tonight. So it's been a long time. I have to say that I haven't seen Sai, for many years.
Actually, my wedding, gosh, 2012.
All right. Oh yeah. And so it's been like almost 8 years. Right. So our friends who are watching right now, I and Sandy are like long-time friends since like university at Chulalongkorn University in Thailand. But now Sai has been working a lot in Hong Kong and Thailand and now moved to the US. And settled down there in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Tui and Chakrit is like a friend of my friend who's now settled down in Florida. But where in Florida?
I live in Pompano Beach. It's a city about 40 kilometers north of Miami.
Okay, all right. So maybe it's time to probably give a short introduction of yourself, like introduce yourself to our audience, probably starting with Tui. Can you introduce yourself, like in short?
My name is Chakrit. You can call me Tui. And I graduated from Chulalongkorn University, like Art and Sandy. And then I worked with Thai Airways for a while. And then I migrated to the US.
Right. Okay. And so thank you so much for joining us. We have lots to talk because I know that you're working in food business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Now Sandy's turn.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sandy Tangney. I know our mutual friends with Art and Tui as well. And
yes,
with Tui, we graduated from political science in Chula.
Yeah. Right.
And before coming over here to the US, I was working as an event planner in the industry, in the insurance industry, as well as nonprofit organizations in Thailand, in Hong Kong, and in Southeast Asia altogether for about a decade before moving back here to the States, because I was born here, but in the West Coast when my parents moved over to the US.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm here now as a full-time mom.
Yeah. All right. For Sai first, how do you miss Thailand? Especially in this
I miss
COVID-19.
food. Gosh, it's
food.
Well, we live here in Connecticut. Well, I live here in Connecticut, which is about, for those who don't know where Connecticut is, picture New York going up north. We're about an hour away from New York City.
Okay. So very near, very near, very near.
Very near the hot spot. Very near the hot spot here. I live in Fairfield County, which is probably the largest population of people living in Connecticut that have been affected by COVID-19.
Okay.
Because most of the people who live here commute to the city every single day.
Wow. Wow. Right. How about Florida? You've been living in Florida for how many years?
Like 3-4 years now. I used to live in Seattle before I moved here because I like to play golf. So I moved here a few years ago.
You were in Chicago?
No, I used to live in Seattle and
Seattle. Okay, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So what is the first thing you miss about Thailand, especially during this situation?
You know, it is so hard because when the restaurant I work announced that it will be temporarily closed, my mom called me and said, "Oh, if you want, you can actually come back and go live in Thailand with me for a while."
Wow.
But then I was worried because I don't know if I will carry the disease to Thailand.
Okay.
My mom, because my mom is okay right now and she is 72 years old. She's like a vulnerable population. So I think maybe we should wait until all this is over before I go visit him.
Sure. Okay, sure. Now to Florida, we would like to know the situation there after 1 or 2 months. How is it now? After we all in the world have heard about the situation of spring break in Florida and people in Florida going out. How is it right now in this week?
So last time I checked before I connect you live, the number of cases is about 1,800 people.
Ooh, okay.
With 400 people dead have died from the disease.
Yep.
And like I said, there are some unique situations in Florida because the average population is older than the whole country because it's a dream of many people to be able to retire here in Florida because there is no snow, it's sunny all the time. A lot of people like to move here. Then there are beaches everywhere, even though the state ordered all beaches closed. You can't close beaches. Like people can just drive to the beach and walk there. Like there is no fence, no lock, anything. That's why you see news of spring break and everything. Now police has to patrol the beach and kick all people out, but that's a tough thing to do.
Do people still go out to the beach right now?
I haven't go to a beach recently, but last time I looked at news, the Miami South Beach, the city of Miami Beach has to station some police officers there.
Okay.
To make sure no people go there.
Okay. Now it's closed. Can you see that it's officially closed?
No, like I said, you cannot close the beach because the beach like next to the highway. You just hop out of the street to the beach. But yes, the government announced all beaches closed, but some people still go there.
Right. Now back to Connecticut. Okay, how is the situation there?
Well, you have to realize the density of people that are, especially where living in a county where contributes like 50% of the people that are contracted with the virus of the whole state.
Yes.
So we here you still for the first week. Well, COVID-19 came into Wuhan in January, late January, right? February, we were still kind of here. We were still kind of looking at it not being a pandemic. It was probably, and of course, our great president wanted to obtain. it's still contained. It's still manageable. However,
Mhm.
there were many talks of
Yes.
things going on. By the time starting of March, it
Yes.
started to get a little bit more serious.
Uh-huh.
In Connecticut itself, it started to get more serious in March, beginning of March.
Yes.
So they started off with, I have my son in preschool.
Mm-hmm.
So they started off with closing the schools
Okay.
start March. All public schools closed in start of March.
Okay.
But people were still going around, and some people, there's this whole philosophy we can talk about later about people wearing masks, not wearing masks. But people are starting to realize what was going on. However, they were still living their lives, running or jogging around in the city, or not in the city, in the central part of
outside. Still.
Yep, still they
Oh.
were, and some people even threw parties. Now there was one incident in the county where they had people coming from all over the world. So we have nearby here a town called Westport. They had about 50, 60 people, and it's well known for, Westport itself is well known for a town where the rich and the wealthy have.
Okay.
There.
Right.
So people were still gathering there, and then it became a super spreader. So it went to Africa, it went to different parts of the world, partially part of that.
Wow.
But to answer your question, ever since COVID-19 came out, and ever since it was real, the social distancing practice was done here, specifically in Connecticut, New Jersey, and
New York. Okay.
So all the governors decided to close. For Connecticut, they decided to close all the parks when they have police in the front to give out fines if anyone to come. Closed out. My son's a little bit stir crazy right now because all of the public playgrounds are closed as well.
Okay.
Public playgrounds closed. All of the what was it? Barbers, hairdressers, salons, everything there's closed.
Okay.
So you don't see a lot of people around nowadays. So everyone's self-quarantine themselves.
Right.
But you still see people if they have to go really for groceries, if they have to go to a pharmacy, then that inevitable. Really.
Right. Now let us greet our friends a bit. Bob has joined. Hello, Bob. and Dao and Piggy and Pippen, welcome. And Boom, right? Pet, my friend, IQ from Laos, and Hirawati from Jakarta, Wanthira from Cambodia. All right. Okay, so you say that a lot of businesses are closed until like further notice, or they have like timeline?
Let's start with me, I guess.
Yes.
For the tri-state area, well, not for the tri-state area, for Connecticut, right now the schools are closed till April 30th. At first, everything was going to be reopened by Easter, which is this Sunday. But
tomorrow.
Yeah. Work. That's not going to work out here.
Yeah.
I can tell you the numbers in a little bit because I have to look at my phone. I can give you some real-time numbers. But the schools are closed till now. It's closed till May 20th.
Okay.
So it's closed to May 20th. Just extended it to May 20th.
Yeah, in Thailand. Yeah.
In Connecticut said or announced that. Hopefully it doesn't have to close to May 20th, but most possibly. What else? The other like services of churches, of Watts, they are all closed. All worships are done online.
Good. Okay, cool.
So that's the situation right now here in Connecticut.
Okay. For Thailand, like most businesses are closed until the 30th of April. And until further notice, probably they will postpone. But for schools, we'll have school opening on the 1st of July. So it'll be closed until the end of June for Thailand. Okay, now back to Florida, because I'm very interested in Tui's business, because you're working in food,
Yes.
food industry. Okay, what have you been doing? Restaurant or anything about food delivery, and how is your business now? How have you adapted to the change in the situation?
So first, before we go to that, I like to tell the audience something about the
Yes.
unique government system in America, because
Okay.
it's not like in Thailand, for example. In America, there are two levels of government. The federal government led by, yes, the great president, according to Sandy. And then there is a local government at the state and city level. So the duty of healthcare, the responsibility of healthcare is run mainly by the state and local governments.
Okay.
So for example, New York State and Connecticut was affected by COVID-19 much earlier, because yes, they call New York as a gateway city to the US. There are more cases. And California and Washington State, these states, they shut people in, they close the state, they close this business much earlier than Florida, for example.
Okay.
Because it's a decision of state by state.
Okay.
And even in Florida state, it's different by city. Like Pompano Beach, it's advisory that everybody stay home. But in Miami, it's like there is a curfew. Like nobody can leave home between 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., for example. So
okay,
it's a little different.
The curfew is still going on?
Yes.
Okay. So 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. You can go.
For example, so some friend asked me, why if there is not enough medical equipment in New York, why can't Trump just order other states to send to New York? Okay. The answer is the president of the United States doesn't have that power.
No power. Okay.
Like New York State may ask Florida, hey, Florida, can you lend me a few ventilators? Florida can say yes, or Florida can say no.
Okay.
Florida can say, hey, I have a handful right now. Our hospital is overflowed too. Sorry.
Okay.
For example, what the federal government can do, you might see in the news, they send the Navy hospital ship.
Okay.
10,000 bed hospital ship from the Navy to New York and to California to help the situation. That the federal government can do, because the federal government operates the troop, for example.
Okay. All right. Now we have to understand this first, right? So the decision makers are the head of states. Can we call like state governor or something?
They call governor. Each governor.
Okay. So they have their own power to exercise in the states. So, for instance, like the tri-state area, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, they decided all to cooperate because it's been most affected. And probably Pup could comment on this, is he's right in the center of Manhattan. So is, I think, probably up to 100,000.
Okay. Right.
I'm looking at the numbers right now. It's like it's 94,000 COVID-19 confirmed in New York City alone.
Okay. Cool. Back to Florida. Back to Tui. Okay. Now we understand more about how they manage like this and who are like real decision makers, and how about the food business, like food delivery, how people survive each day with like food. They have to order or something.
So in general, the state order all the business closed except what are deemed essential. And yes, restaurants and grocery stores are deemed essentials, but you can only do carry out or delivery. You cannot let people eat in the dining room.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it's 15 or 14 of March when I arrived to work, and the manager was there and said, "Too bad we are closed for 30 days."
Okay.
They said they will be closed for 30 days, but I think
More.
it has to continue because the situation is not better. So I was kind of shocked. I usually do Uber on the sideline, but then I don't want to do Uber either. So one of the Thai restaurant, I know the owner. He called me, "Hey Tui, can you come help? I need a delivery person because I don't have delivery person."
Okay.
So I just go there and help him, and I apply to do Uber Eat instead. So instead of transferring people, here we have Uber Eat where I pick up food from restaurant and bring it to people too.
Okay.
So that's how I survive for now.
Are there many mobile applications except Uber that deliver food?
There are many companies that, like in Florida, there are like Uber Eat is probably nationwide. I think Uber Eat exists in Connecticut too, but locally there are a company called DoorDash, delivery for example.
Okay. And is it because in Thailand, let me share something. After the COVID-19 situation or after the city has been locked down, what has grown, against all the businesses are food delivery. So we've seen the rise in the orders online, and it's such a good business right now for food delivery.
The local company is Grab, right? I heard Grab food is very popular.
In Bangkok, we wake up every day with happiness, like where we go in to order food today. There are so many mobile applications like Grab Food, Food Panda, Line Man, Lalamove. I mean, and more than 4 applications, and they connect well with local shops in Bangkok. Even like 40 baht noodle shop.
Oh, okay.
Even like stalls, like roadside stalls everywhere in Bangkok. Now they deliver food.
Yeah, that's what I miss in Thailand.
All right. So in Florida and Connecticut, you've seen the rise in this business, like food delivery business.
I think you'll see more on the East Coast here, especially up in New York City. You'll see a lot more. You'll see a lot more here in Connecticut, where specifically where I live is a little bit more spread out. So you'd have the delivery business is booming tremendously. However, they would most of the people would probably go pick up. So that's what we do here. Is sometimes we pick up lunch.
Okay.
Pick up lunch. We order it through the app, and then we pick it up. So it's also true here for all the fast food chains. Here we have the healthier fast food chain that would be similar to Omapan would be Panera.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's McDonald's that only accepts drive-through.
Okay.
Yep. So, and all of these staff have to be well equipped with their personal protection equipment. Gloves, masks.
Right.
And so that's what's happened in the food industry here around Connecticut. Is mostly people order through the app, but then they pick it up rather than than finding someone to do the delivery for them. Yeah.
So I think in the US, like more people tend to drive out of their home to pick up the food.
Depends on where. If we're like here where I live, we're a little bit apart from the city. So in comparison to New York City itself, I'm sure New York City has the same situation as Bangkok.
A lot of in Bangkok we have plenty of motorcycles. So and plenty of like delivery team, like delivery people, and they're very eager to No,
but what's different that I've noticed is that, well, with the delivery business in Bangkok, most people tend to think that they're not affected. So they might not have the virus.
Okay, okay.
Virus.
Okay.
But here the mentality is that treat everyone as if they are infected.
Right, right.
So you can't really want to go out to deliver things unless it's really necessary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, here even banks are closed most of the time. Libraries are closed.
Okay.
So that's where I think it's a little bit different in terms of how people think.
Right. I think in Thailand, like people have to think that way a little bit more as well, because we don't know, like, delivery people from which company might have been affected already and they still keep on deliver food. All right, now we have
the Uber Eat. They just give instruction to driver that you can just show up to the house and put the food in front of the house. You don't have to eat in person. Just drop the food and hit the app that you already delivered it, and Uber will charge money from credit card and transfer it to your account later. So even though I go out to deliver like a lot of houses, I rarely see any people because I just drop things in front of the house.
Okay, so online payment only, no cash.
Some, that's very rare, much rarer now.
Okay, let me talk to our friends here from India. Pratish, India too is in complete lockdown till 30th of April for now. Yes, I've seen a lot of news from India as well, and I think they are very serious in like controlling the situation in like all locations in India. And Don Wiwat, okay, from Thailand says, how's the situation with toilet paper? Let's talk about this.
Oh gosh.
Who's first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Because I don't see
baby, so that would be more interesting.
And I don't see this question in other countries.
I don't see why.
Yeah.
We first week of March, right? This whole thing is starting to brew around, and I go into Walmart.
Yep.
All the toilet paper is gone. All cleaning supplies are gone. I mean, cleaning supplies I can understand, right?
Yeah.
Wet paper.
Huh?
Toilet paper, and you have like wet type of wet wipes.
Wet wipes, toilet paper. Well, wet wipes I can understand. Antibacterial sprays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that I can understand. The cleaning supplies.
Okay.
I mean, cleaning supplies are all gone.
Okay.
So I can understand that. But then you have, as I walk out, people can be less paranoid and more paranoid. So some people are starting to, at the time, we're starting to hold the carts with their gloves.
Mm-hmm.
So they have gloves. The funniest one is someone driving out of the driveway with a hazmat suit.
Oh.
Okay.
So you have both of the extremes there. Now, toilet paper till this day, I probably have some kitchen towels and some toilet paper available, but they're very limited. Like you have to. It's the supermarkets are asking you to just buy 2 packs per family.
For family.
Also, the scarceness of food, fresh food itself, like fresh meat produce is a little bit scarce, especially the meat.
Wow. Okay.
And also with, I don't know if it's done in Thailand, but they have a plexiglass in between cashier.
Okay, not yet.
So it's really like a plexiglass up.
Yeah.
So there's no contact. And they in the past where the staff would be assisting you to help put groceries in the bags and such. Not anymore. If you bring your bags, you have to put them in yourself to avoid any contact whatsoever.
Okay. How about in Florida? In Florida, the temperature is a little, more
it's
warm.
It's quite hot and sunny.
Okay. And so
I agree with Sandy. I understand mask, disinfectant wipes, soap, sanitizing spray, those items run out. I understand, but I don't understand why would you need more toilet paper? It doesn't make sense. For me, I'm okay if we have some stock up. Plus, yeah, we don't have to go into detail, but we in Southeast Asia know how to live with not using too much toilet paper. Let's just
water and bowl, and we use
we know how to handle it,
and the power of how do you call คือการสะบัดขัน
I'm not going into detail. It's your show. You go into detail. I don't.
All right, that's okay. In Southeast
Asia, many places start to have toilet paper again, but like Sandy said, it's ration. Like you can buy up to a certain amount, like let's say 4 rolls or 8 rolls per visit, for example. And as I mentioned earlier, there are many senior citizens here. People here doesn't like to be called old, so we call them
seniors or experienced.
Supermarket, they designate the first hour or two. Let's say if they open at 10, they will say, okay, for people over 65 years old can go in from 9. So they can do their shopping first to get what they need first before all the crowd go in. I think that's a very good system.
Okay. Can I ask another question about this? Like ที่ฉีด, how do you call that? ที่ฉีดน้ำ. I've heard it sells much better in the US during this situation.
Yes.
Right? ที่ฉีดน้ำ, how do you say that? Like water string.
No, I think it's called like maybe bidet hose or something.
Oh, hose. Okay. Normally, do people in the US use this in normal situation? No, but this situation.
No, but it's in fashion now. I heard a lot of Home Depot order them on sale. It's become a very popular item.
Okay.
Plus the toilet seat, the Japanese style toilet seat, where there are a lot of buttons. Where you push the wrong button, your life is miserable. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those become popular too.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about the activities at home, because people around the world now they say they're getting bored of staying at home every day. But what we could suggest them, in our own opinion, is that what are the activities that we think, we could do at home and we could enjoy it. Maybe Sai first.
All right. I have a 4.5-year-old, so we have to be creative.
Okay.
We were on lockdown. I think we started March 11th.
Okay.
So, but my son Charlie wasn't feeling well since like the beginning of March, so we decided to stay at home. So it's been probably a month and a half right now.
Okay.
So what we've been doing mostly is, trying to stay positive. And
can I ask how do you stay positive?
Well, if you keep looking at the numbers every single hour, that's not going to help.
That's very depressing.
That's not going to help. So I try to limit it to just like 2 a day, just to know where we're at, and especially the numbers that are growing. Like for instance, for my town in Wilton right now, we have like 90 that are infected in a very small community. So it's a little bit alarming, and especially where we're so close to New York City.
Okay.
That's real. But back to your question, how we're living right now is we go to the grocery and the pharmacy only if necessary.
How often?
I'd say probably I'd go once for a huge lot of groceries to keep us afloat for about 2 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks.
3
Wow.
weeks.
That's really good. Once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and especially, at these times, what we do is if I have to go, we designate just one family member to go out And once we come back into the house, we immediately take whatever was exposed to the outside, put them in the washing machine and put them in the wash immediately.
Okay.
When we're outside, if I have to go to the grocery store, I put on gloves. In the back of my car. I have the sanitary wipes in the back of the car.
Okay.
So when I get the groceries back in the car, take off my gloves because they're leather gloves.
Right.
Spray on with a sanitary spray. Leave them for a little while. Wipe them down. So those are the kind of things that I tend to do.
Okay.
Coming from a medical background, medical family. So that's where I've been told by my parents. So come back in the house and try to contain what has been exposed as much as possible. So as soon as I come back in the house, take care or wash all the clothes that I have, take a shower, then come to the house and start start sorting groceries. That's what I do right now. Staying positive. For those who have little kids, going to the Lego page would be an amazing idea.
Okay.
Lego does have their videos that you can be creative.
Lego.
I also saw on YouTube a bunch of creative activities with kids.
Yep.
So you use all the things that you have at home to create any activities with the kids. It also gives us the opportunity to experiment with new foods and recipes that we haven't done before. It might be for some people it might be easier. I have to take care of my son, so it's a little bit hard to take time to work on it. I know a few of our friends have the opportunity to go experiment on cooking.
So do you cook at home? You cook?
Yes, I cook.
That's great.
Most of the time. I cook dinner most of the time. If my husband's a little bit bored, then he might order out and
enjoy McDonald's.
That's basically our son's favorite.
Oh, okay. Can I ask if you cook Thai food?
Of course.
Yes. What are a lot of people are watching now. What are recommended dishes that you can simply cook at home? I don't cook, so I have to ask you.
For the ingredients that are hard to find in the U.S., especially up here, Florida has the same climate as Thailand, so I'm not worried about Florida. You can find all the ingredients there, Tui. So what we do here, what I tend to cook is khao pad sapparot.
Okay. Pineapple fried rice.
Pineapple fried rice. Sweet and sour.
Pad pai wan.
Something like that. What else? Luckily, I still have the spices that from the last time I went to Thailand, so I brought tons. And but those are the things that satay.
Satay. Okay. Pork satay or chicken satay. Okay.
Chicken satay.
Wow. Okay.
What else?
How did you get the spices?
They come in packets. They come in packets. Come in packets. Like for the satay, there's a lot of spices, so they come in instant packets. That
cool.
I get to cook there. But if we were just looking at the ingredients that we could find here, it mostly be fried rice, mostly be some of the curries.
Okay.
But I still cook.
Okay. So time to enjoy cooking at home.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Before moving to Tui, we've got some friends here. Pipit from Thailand, Mei, Malaysia, Namem from Khao Yai, Thailand, Desmond from Singapore, and Sang Sawadi and I feel hungry now. Okay. Manika, I guess from Thailand, said hand sanitizers and face masks are becoming hard to find around the country. They're expensive in the US.
Oh yes.
The question, like, are they hard to find and are they expensive?
Yes, it is hard to
They're
find.
hard to find. They're really hard to find. So most recently, I had to order some from Thailand actually, because here in Thailand, I think they also have hats with plastic.
Now it's getting more popular.
Yeah. So
people just love wearing that in the supermarkets or
I just got a bunch of those, but more people are now, very much like in Thailand, are learning how to sew their own face masks.
Mm.
So I know a bunch of people that are bored at home. They want to help, so they create their DIY face masks.
Okay.
Hand sanitizers, ever since the first week of March, I was not able to find any whatsoever. So,
and could I ask if you can find how much is the mask, one mask?
let's see.
I can share with you in Thailand, the cheapest we can find in 7-Eleven, if it's available, it's 10 baht for 4 pieces. So it's like 2 baht 50 stangs. That's the cheapest we can find, like Alana.
I have a friend in Chiang Mai and she was saying it was 40 baht each. Gosh.
Now, yeah, we've got a lot of people who are doing something like that, but actually the government's price.
We're talking disposable ones. I bought a box. I bought a box just like way before this whole pandemic started. I bought a box. There was probably like $50.
Oh, how many pieces?
Let's see, 100 pieces. 100.
Okay,
100 pieces,
so it's 50
$50.
cents. 50 cents each.
But now it's probably like 3 times as much. And you can't find it because even on Amazon, you have probably a 3-week wait.
Yeah.
Any of those items, any of the items that are personal protection, those are all scarcely, available.
Okay, so let me share this. What happens in Thailand is that now we've got, I can say, a lot of corruption cases. Actually, we have already produced like hundreds of millions of face masks, but a lot of them have been stocked privately somewhere because they would put this online to sell to other markets in the world, like the US or some other. And the government price in Thailand is 10 baht for 4 pieces, so it's 2.5 baht each, right? That means the cost is even lower. So imagine how much profit they could make for like selling this.
There have been cases here when it first broke out that a vendor in, I can't remember, I think Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Was stocking up on all of these items, and Amazon was the one who stopped the distribution line of, okay, you can't sell through Amazon because you're marking up the prices so high. And at the end, he was charged and arrested for. So I think there's a similarity there.
So yeah, during crisis, humans tend to reveal the real
true colors,
the real them. Yeah. Okay. พี่ปัดสวัสดีนะครับ that's important to put it on. Our friend from Thailand, and from Jakarta, Hirawati said that it costs 5,000 rupees at pharmacy in Indonesia. 5,000 rupees, how much? Okay. All right, now back to Florida. Let please share like the activities you do at home.
Okay, first I have to share what I'm proud of. Now that I stay home most of the time, I get to meditate more often. I get to read books that I bought and I never get to read. I now start to go through that. So that's the 2 things that I'm glad. But then, now that I meditate more, I start to drink more. So I don't know, does it help? I mean,
Okay, you think more about Buddhism or think more about COVID?
We just go to a liquor store, like buy the biggest bottle of vodka here and like go through it.
Oh,
And
so people can still buy alcoholic drinks?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, in Thailand, it was banned for 10 days.
I think that's stupid. If you want people to stay home, you have to give them something to do. Drinking is not the best thing, but if they drink at home, it should be okay, in my opinion.
But now Thai government is just afraid of partying, like people come together as a big group at home during Songkran, because in 2 days it will be Songkran in Thailand. So they're afraid of people gathering together. But anyway, but I think they already know, because
mentality of people thinking they're not infected. So why would they have to sacrifice some of the pleasures
pleasure.
they want to experience, right? I used to work in the event business, just giving you an update. All of the events in the US have been postponed all the way through to next year. So that's giving you a picture of what the events are like. And there's not a ban in Connecticut. There's not really a ban of alcohol, but the places that supply alcohol are closed. Mostly closed.
Yeah. You know what? Alcohols help kill viruses.
Inside out.
So it may be inside your body. All right. Okay. Back to Florida. What else? Okay, you have to continue about like.
Let me paint the picture. I live in a house with 4 other people. Like we rent the whole big house and we stay in our own room and we have the common area.
Okay.
And imagine 4 Thai people staying together and with lots of free time. What do? Of course, we have to play cards. And that keep us occupied. Like some night we stay until like 4 a.m. and like
okay, play cards. Play cards.
And I read somewhere that actually now board games, the sale of board games, double a lot. The most popular one is of course Monopoly.
Okay.
That's very popular.
Okay. And what else? What else do you do at home?
I don't have Netflix, but a lot of people have Netflix, so they watch Netflix, and Netflix is become so popular that they stop airing the HD video. Otherwise, it will cause the streaming to slow down. So now they only let you watch in a not HD, how it's like a normal quality.
Okay.
And you can watch a lot of YouTube channel, listen to news.
Like Hey ASEAN.
Yeah.
My program is on YouTube, Hey ASEAN. All right. Netflix, do you know the Thai original Netflix series?
I don't.
The Stranded, Quang.
Oh.
You know that one? Okay. I would love to encourage you, if possible, you can watch this one. It's the first only Thai original Netflix series called The Stranded or Quang. Filmed in Thailand in 8 different provinces, 8 different locations. Beautiful. Hollywood production, but all Thai casts.
Oh, interesting.
And done in Thai, but the translation, the subtitles on Netflix are available in many languages. It is a good one, good plot, kind of world-class series, I think. I've watched already. I've met with the director early this year. Early this year, I had a conversation with him. All right. So next, there's a question about. Okay. Pum said drinking will reduce your immune system. Okay. Let me share with you screenshot from New York. I just will let me share first, and then we can talk about this.
Mhm.
Oh, there's so many, so many videos.
What are you looking for?
Like New York related videos. Or probably if you can find, you can just share your screen as well. But okay, let me share this first. Okay, share screen. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is just like a background. I just would like to ask you, because you live near New York City. Now compared to other cities in the whole world, New York State is probably you know, the how do you say, has the most death tolls, right?
Yes.
And infected cases in the whole world.
Mhm.
And you're very near in Connecticut. How is it different living there in New York? What are so different that make people in New York have had such a hard time?
I think probably part of it is because of the population in New York City itself. So the
Okay.
population in New York City and the density of people together are a lot.
Right.
And also, that's part of it. And the other part is when this was first, the news first came out, it was also indicated that the group that would be more susceptible to it would be the ones that are older, or the ones that have other medical conditions like or high blood pressure. So those would be, but the reason I think personally is part of the fact that people at first weren't prepared enough.
Okay.
They weren't prepared enough, and to the point where when it actually hit, it hit really hard.
Okay.
So the younger generation wouldn't think that it's their problem. They wouldn't think. You might be able to see, I think there's on the news, part of New York, Times Square, where kids are roaming around on bicycles, or trying to have the time of their lives since there's no traffic around in the city.
Right.
So I think to that point, and even some of the basketball athletes, NBA, they were joking about it. They were joking about it, and turns out that they were affected. So I think part of that is there, where they do not think they would be affected. They do not think they would be a person who would transport the virus even. So I think therefore that's part of why it's been so spread in New York City itself. So a lot of a couple of factors altogether. That's my personal opinion.
So it's because of because of the people didn't really follow the instructions the government told them to do.
Because the system, we have to say that the federal government had reacted to this very, very, got into the game at probably at the tail end of this.
I also want to add that in New York, a lot of people has to rely on public transportation. That's how. If you've been to New York before, you know all the buses, all the subway are all crowded.
Yes.
And plus, Sandy mentioned federal government a little bit. Even though the Andrew Cuomo, the governor of the state of New York, he's very proactive. He tried to his power.
I think so.
One of the largest airport in the city in the country are JFK and Newark and LaGuardia. Those are under the control of federal aviation agency.
Okay.
Federal in there, right?
Okay.
So if Trump doesn't say anything, they have to keep the port open, and people still fly in day in and day out. So
okay.
Because a lot of people complain, hey Cuomo, why don't you close the airport? And Cuomo said, I don't have that power.
Again, it's about the the power of who controls what.
Too, because I know we discussed about in ASEAN. I would say for one thing, ASEAN is well more prepared because of SARS.
Yes.
When SARS hit, I was in Thailand. Chui was in Thailand. We were more susceptible to the idea of wearing masks. But when it first came out in New York or in the US, you'd see news of Asians being
harassed
and harassed by wearing face masks, which they wanted to protect themselves. Wow. CDC at first did not announce that wearing face masks was necessary. Now, in New Jersey, for instance, it's mandatory that you wear face masks going into every store.
Okay.
So I think now that's the other part where we're talking about preparation, we're talking about mindset. So
can I say that now people in the US everywhere, they understand clearly that they have to wear a mask?
Mostly in big cities. In the remote area, I'm not sure.
It's probably ever since CDC announced it, that it is recommended. It's recommended, but in some it would be mandatory to wear face masks. Nowadays, you'll see more people wearing face masks without any prejudice of being misunderstood that they carry the disease.
Right. Okay. In Thailand, it's a norm now. Everybody wears mask. Even thanks
to air pollution, everybody wear masks.
No, I mean in the country as well, not only Bangkok. Even when people like pick up food in front of their own house, they wear masks to pick up the food as well.
But the other thing that they have to realize is only wearing masks it's not a one-step solution. You have to also practice social distancing, really. And wash your hands, that's true. 20 seconds. Just and because sometimes I see some of my friends in Thailand who have kids, they post things or post activities of their kids running around together in the same place. It was like, wait, you guys, it's not about. Don't think that you can really enjoy activities with other people, as you have before. For us, we try to do indoor activities, outdoor activities. We use everything in the house that we can. Right now, my son has a zip line and to create for like different reusable bottles to just come down, zipping down or old boxes as ramps for cars. So I mean, in terms of activities and such, you can still kind of be creative. I think.
Sure. Okay. Let me convey this message to the audience right now, because every session I would encourage everybody now, wherever they live in this world, to stay home during this period. Yeah, อยู่บ้าน stay home. Do people find it hard to stay home and work from home in the US?
Yes.
You all work from home and they get familiar with working from home? I mean, Florida,
to get used to it, but America, the biggest thing is freedom, liberty. So
you know, I find, because from my opinion, I think in America, people live in a house. They have
Mhm.
a house and area where they can enjoy like walking around.
Mhm.
If it's a big city like Bangkok, like most people live in condos, and
That's
it's a small
more
room,
difficult.
and
Oh,
they cannot even go out to their own common areas like gyms.
Mhm.
All common areas are closed in condos in Bangkok, so they just have to stay in their room. I think that's more stressed compared to and people living in a house. But in America, okay, so the mindset of the people is that they love freedom and they probably it's hard to stay at home only. But now it's not a usual we're not in a usual condition, so we
It's hard. It's hard, but more and more people understand it and accept it. So
okay, okay.
things
and
should be better.
and most people they work from home, like using like Zoom and Microsoft Team and everything.
If your work can work from home, yes. And most of the government office are closed. Now you have to do things online. Like I just
Mhm.
renew my car tab. Like in Thailand, it's the เสียภาษีรถยนต์. So
Oh,
usually we can go to the office and do it, but now we have to renew online.
okay, okay,
And
right,
they mail it and they mail the new sticker to
okay,
us.
I think it's the same here. I mean, we work from home, so it's not anything out of the norm.
okay.
Uh, However, there, as you said, a lot of people love their freedom, so we tend to go hiking on trails that are
On
not
online trail.
no.
Doesn't
See,
work.
actually, something interesting because my son had well here we have like museums, we have uh aquarium
Libraries,
aquarium. So
aquariums.
they send over links to do a 360 tour of
Okay,
those places. And there's
okay.
a bunch of links nowadays over like the zoo, or other places that you can virtually go into.
Mm-mm.
To,
Yeah. Google
yeah.
Google has a project called Google Arts and Culture.
Mhm.
Yes.
And there's a website that you can like explore museums around the world.
Tuli
Yeah.
and I have a mutual friend that works for Google.
Ah, yeah.
I can interview him sometime later. It will be fun.
Okay.
And one more thing I like to do now is I like to watch. They are made since all zoos and aquarium are closed.
Hmm.
Now the zoo staff take animals to travel in the zoo. It's so funny. The other day I saw a video of people let penguin roam around the zoo and penguin just look at hippo, for example.
Ah,
It was so adorable, and the orangutan just playing with the sea otter.
okay.
You can find that online. It's so
Okay.
adorable. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
So
And one video I especially like is staff take like a huge iguana and walk to the seal
okay.
tank,
Okay.
and all the seals look like, what is this thing? Like all the seals swim and come look
Uh,
at iguanas.
uh, uh, I think
That's very adorable. It will make you enjoy your time at home.
yeah. And yeah. Now we've got some comment from our friend from the US. Martha Coonihan said, "I live in New Rochelle."
Mhm.
Rochelle, she's from my family, from my husband's family.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
I,
Most
yeah,
people are staying inside. Okay, thank you, Martha, for your message. And Pe Surachai Let Sitichai said, "I got all the hygiene stuff at home."
yeah. Thanks,
Okay,
Pipet.
thank you.
Hello.
Okay, and Martha said many U.S. museums have
Pretty bad
virtual
over there.
tours
News.
as do some national parks. Okay, thank you so much, Martha. Enjoy exploring the
Yeah.
cyberspace now. And
Well,
Bay said, is it pretty bad over there as seen on the news?
well, it depends, Pipet. It depends on where you live.
Mm-mm.
If you're living in a city where there are more people, it tends to be a little bit more crowded. The situation tends to be a little bit more stressed. the situation where you've seen people or dead bodies in New York being transported into fridged containers is true. The lack of PPE or personal protection equipment is true. Now there's a lot of doctors and nurses that the nurses have a union, so their benefits are being told or being rooted for, but also now it's come down to the doctors that they feel that they have an obligation, but they are now lacking of personal protection equipment from either the city, the government. So that's a little bit harder to live. Out here where I live, we're still very much isolated. Less people talking, less people going around, but it's still manageable. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I love to emphasize on this about the hard work our frontline workers have been doing right now, all our doctors and nurses around the world. So we would like to take the opportunity here for three of us, like to clap for them.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we would love to thank all like these people who have been working very hard for us. So I think the easiest thing we could do is do ban.
Hey,
stay home. Yeah, oh, very fast. Thank you. Yeah. So I think we were asked to do not so difficult thing, like stay home, and then let all the doctors and nurses like do the best they can do in the hospitals.
You have to think of it like this, where they don't have the opportunity to. They don't have the opportunity to hug their kids. They can't even hug their kids. They can't even hug their loved ones because they were so afraid that they would be infecting loved ones.
Yes,
so
yes.
we've been given the opportunity. It's a very little part that we can do to help them. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So let's help each other. I try to say this every session in Hey ASEAN program, that it's not the duty of any one of us or any country. It's like everyone in the world has to help together now to stop this as soon as possible. Otherwise it will take long, like years, and it's hard for us to live like before.
I mean, realistically, there have been talks of coronavirus coming back again in October, so it's not going to go any.
But it doesn't go away yet. It is coming back again. Yeah. All right. Okay. So maybe during the last like session of tonight's live, may you leave like some messages to our audience, like your advice for everyone.
You asked me earlier how to stay positive, and I haven't talked about that.
Okay. Let's share.
So for me, I have hope because I know all the scientists, all the doctors are working very hard to find a vaccine or medicine to treat this disease. And on a side note, I like to tell friends who are watching that you have to be careful when you consume information. Because when I look at lines, okay, I see a lot of messages like, okay, you have to eat this or do this, and the coronavirus will not affect you. But last time I checked, nothing is confirmed. Like from Dr. Fauci, the head of the task force here, said everything is not confirmed for the mass. Like some medicine, such as malaria medicine or HIV medicine, work in some cases, but it doesn't work in all cases. So you should not change diet or medicine without prior. For example, if you have diabetes and you read in line, oh, if you eat honey will protect you from coronavirus, you probably shouldn't do that.
Right.
And the second thing that I have hope is because there are many countries that have controlled the disease successfully, such as Korea, Taiwan, Denmark, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And after this, even though this is new, but because this affect the whole world, there will be a lot of data. I read that, okay, we can compare the case. For example, Brazil and Argentina, they use different policy. Argentina can control the disease better.
Right.
Like okay, California and New York, although California and Florida, maybe they use different approach, and California seems to control the disease much faster.
Okay.
So I think if this happen next time, we will have enough data to know what's the proper things to do. So that's how I keep hope. I have hope. Some country has done it. Doctors and scientists everywhere is working on the vaccine. And we will have a lot of data to prevent this from happening again.
All right. Our friend Pei has said, let's hope for the best. After all, self-support or self-sufficiency is the bottom line. Cheers. Okay. Mathar said some nurses and doctors are staying in hotels away from family members. All right. Okay. How about Sai? What's your Ting Thai? What's your words for our audience?
Final thoughts. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to us. We was
this long.
Thanks, Art, for arranging or asking us to talk a little bit. But for all of our friends from all over the world, I probably want to say, this will be the new norm. This will be the new norm. We won't get to shake hands anymore. We'll probably have to everyone greet each other, pay respect to each other. Yeah. But this will be the new norm. And for me, living in the ASEAN countries, I'm grateful that we have been exposed to SARS and other
bird flu
that has prepared us for this. So now that it has become a global pandemic with COVID-19, I'd really like to urge everyone to staying at home and enjoying your time at home. I wouldn't say staying at home and feeling miserable, but staying at home and trying to find creative ways to live at home. Creative ways to live at home. I mean, I have a bunch of friends that have picked up some hobbies. Hobbies that you haven't done before. Personally, I love archery. So I've been doing archery. I have to take archery back at
like that.
Bow and arrow.
And singing.
Singing, yes. That's a nice thing too. Right now is my 4.5-year-old son, but we'll get to that next time. So,
all right.
But again, I really would like to urge our friends, everyone in the world, to please consider yourself as if you have the virus. And even using a face mask, even using a face mask isn't the only thing that will prevent you from it. I've seen a lot of people wearing face masks and touching each other or being this close to each other. And it really doesn't help. So it's a lot of things that have to be done combined, practice combined, washing hands, face masks, or trying not to expose yourself to it. Or if you think you are going to be exposed to it, try to leave it outside the door or as much as possible, and try to stay positive. There's a lot going on. It's a world effort to get through this. One of your favorite singers, Lias Longa, a lot of singers, a lot of musicians have come to help create an environment where a lot of things become viral and we feel a little bit better. Also, it's not an excuse for us to be lazy, so we probably have to stay healthy.
Yeah, working out.
That's something I have to do.
Me too.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, for those who don't think that you are infected or where should I do today? What should I call for today? Right? You have to think on the other side as well as, what if they're infected and they don't know it? right? So the sooner we can practice it, the sooner all of this is we're going to be better. It won't go away in a few months, but we'll be better from it, and we'll be more prepared next time, hopefully. We'll be prepared more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tui, anything else?
No, I think we have done enough, and I hope the audience enjoy this session as much as we do. I really enjoy it. Thank you for staying with us.
Right. So I have to thank like both of you, and in such a short notice, we could get you both on this session. Thank you so much, Sai from Connecticut and Chakrit Otui from Florida. Okay. Thank you. Okay. And after this, the video will be, it is being recorded and it will be on Hey As In page. So forever. So you can just rewatch or share to your friends and families again, or just look at what you've been saying in this session.
Will you post it on YouTube too, so I can?
Yes. I think I've like reposted on YouTube as well.
Okay, good.
Because I've got like YouTube channel which is mainly English, English videos. All right, are we gonna sing at the end? No. Okay. No, I made a plan. Okay.
Caught me off guard there.
Not today, because like my audience, like followers of my pages, they mostly hear me sing every Saturday night. But tonight is quite a serious session, like talking and sharing about COVID-19. But it's okay. I think everyone has got some good thoughts about from our conversations. All right, Manika said.
Hopefully it's helpful.
Sorry?
Hopefully it's helpful.
Yeah, we hope that it's helpful. And thank you so much, everyone around, and hope to see you again on and on. I'll keep on having these daily interviews, like for now, like, probably every day. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
We can have singing sessions later.
Yes. Okay, next. No, it's too late now in Thailand. It's like 10:30.
Oh wow.
There it's like 11:30 a.m. Right. Okay. Thank you so much, and hope to see you physically. Okay. Take care for now.
Yeah.
Stay home. Okay. Stay home. Thank you.